Greetings, y'all, and welcome to another episode of NullSpace. This is Scott Null, here with my bestest buddy in the world, Jer Bear.
Oh, I am Jer Bear.
The Jerry one.
It's Jerry's fine.
Care Bear.
Jer Bear with no hair. I'm Jer No Hair.
Well, tonight, recent news has just come about that Gamestop will be selling retro titles again.
Yeah.
Retro titles and systems.
Hey, you messaged me that this morning. I was actually a little rather surprised because I didn't even have any room to put that in their store.
I'm sure that's going to be one of the issues. But why don't we make that our topic today?
Yeah, sweet.
So, GameStop is selling retro titles, Jerry. Did you know?
Oh, I did not fucking know, but thank you.
So they're going to be testing this out. Well, you know where they're testing it. You're the one who told me. Why don't you go ahead and give me a little...
Well, yeah, you forwarded me the article. I'm the one asshole that read it. So.
Well, I didn't fucking read it.
No, they're doing it in New York and I think Boston. Don't quote me, but I know New York for sure.
Boston.
With the Boston Red Sox.
So, what does this mean? Well, we'll just start off the bat here. They're going to be selling, I believe, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, NES, Sega Genesis, and...
PS2 for sure.
PS2, PS1?
I don't know for PS1. I think this is all kind of in the air because I think people are just kind of like, oh my god, blah, blah. So I think a lot of the media is even confused too. So, I mean, even my material that I'm probably talking about is probably not even real. Who knows?
It'll be completely out of date by the time this airs, but still. What we have here is GameStop saying, well, with the amount of these kids playing, we actually touched down on this topic with one of our first episodes. Old games with new gamers.
Old games, new gamers. Yeah, like the Let's Play videos that are out there nowadays are all tackling old classic video games, and people are wanting to play all these old retro games. And, you know, when you have a lot of the, let's say PS4 or Xbox One and the Wii U, we're kind of having that point where, like, there's not a lot of games that are out. And maybe that fulfills, like, that other need of, like, wanting other games, like maybe filling up with older games.
Do you think there's actually going to be a market big enough for them to be doing this?
I don't know.
And another thing is, it's as you brought up before, these stores are, they're smaller compared to a lot of retail chains.
Yeah.
The company's huge, but the physical locations are kind of small. And there's already a lot of product in their stores.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I don't know where they would actually push the retro stuff.
I mean, back when we were working Game Crazy and we carried the retro stuff, you had all of the new stuff out on the floor. The actual new games were in drawers and the retro stuff was in the glass cabinets.
Yes, I know. Like when I come in, like I saw the retro stuff were in the glass cabinet, and sometimes you had like a bargain bin, but all your new games were also on the back shelves too, right behind you, so everything was displayed.
So I guess better utilization of space will be incredibly necessary.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of their layout now. They have a really nice organization right now. Like you got your PS2 and your Xbox 360 sections. Where the fuck do you put 64 and Super Nintendo? I guess that's part of marketing to figure out where the hell to lay out that.
You know, I'm actually excited about this because it will finally put to bed the irritating joke of, do you guys have Battletoads?
I fucking hate that so
because
much.
now they can ask that legitimately, and they might have Battletoads.
I fucking know. It's that when I first started to work at the shop that I work at right now, it's a classic video game store, and the guy calls up like, "Hey man, you got Battletoads?" Yeah, we have it in box for $34.99.
Oh,
what? Yeah, we have it in stock for $34.99. Oh. Did you want me to hold it off for you? Click. You didn't actually expect me to actually have Battletoads in stock, so I kind of enjoyed that.
So there's a good question for you, because with these, I mean, GameStop is murdering pretty much any smaller competition.
That's true. I mean, with their
Funkoland, Babbage's, Game Crazy, they're all gone.
Well, they bought Babbage's. And
EB Games, they've been absorbing all of these.
Yeah, they took them all. I mean, do you think it's more out of fear that they were just like, we need to merge or else we can't survive kind of thing? Or is just GameStop just buying them?
I think they were just growing fast enough that they could.
I mean, in our location, we had 3 GameStops in like a 2-block radius.
Yeah, here in Wisconsin. On the Milwaukee, the Milwaukee area. the malls around here are surrounded by the same store. I mean, there's more GameStops on 76th Street than there are Starbucks, or there used to be.
Yeah, I know, but they finally shut them down because they thought it was stupid. Like, yeah.
But and that's the thing is, we also had a couple of smaller stations there. I mean, you had Mega Media Exchange.
There was a disco around there,
and
that didn't survive very long.
Yeah, they've already been kind of kicked in the the dick there and shut down. And the only thing that they did that GameStop didn't was sell retro games. And now that GameStop is going to be selling retro games, does that pretty much spell the doom for any smaller mom and pop shop?
If they do it right, they could necessarily do that. I mean,
you do ever hear enough people going, "Oh, I'll never shop at GameStop again." Blah 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 blah,
and they go back anyways. I mean, but it's just.
I buy everything online. That's another thing: is can GameStop compete with the online prices?
I'm one concern that I'm worried about. You know how much I'm a fickle between like my classic games. I clean and I deep clean and I take all stickers off. GameStop is notorious for stickering every goddamn thing they have.
Just so many stickers.
So many stickers. You've known this. The EB Games was the worst. You know that.
Because we had to remove these stickers to make them so you could display them because they were, and they used to have their, EB Games actually had their store policies of at least 3 stickers per case.
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts. Like, and they had their like giant logo right on top, and it just got worse and worse. But anyways, my point, imagine all these retro games coming in, being re-stickered all over, plastered, everything. Like, say you got a copy of Earthbound in, and they're just going to sticker it all over it. I see you cringing right now.
With the sticker labels, the paper labels on there, that would ruin, and they would put the sticker right there on the label. There we go, it's ruined. Yeah.
It's $105. Yeah. Fuck you.
Oh, and the thing I do see is everybody complaining about the values they're getting for these trade-ins, and it's just like it's honestly, people, if you want full market value for your stuff, sell it yourself.
Yeah,
GameStop is acting as an in between.
Yeah, they're a middleman. They have to make a buck too. They have staff to pay, and a staff.
Nothing. I feel bad for anybody working at GameStop, corporate. Ugh. But
buildings, whatnot. This is all about business. They have to make a buck too.
And just because you're not trading your game in to them, someone else will. They're not going to be that hurt by you walking out and saying, "Well, I'm just going to put it on eBay."
No, if you really want to sell your game, sell it to your friend. Sell it to your friend. I don't care.
You'd sell it to your friend. That's a dick move. But absolutely sell it yourself. Try doing an online store if you have a bigger collection, stuff like that.
Some people do Craigslist.
But don't complain when they're offering you a nickel for your third copy of Madden.
It's your choice to go there.
Madden 95 for the Sega Genesis. What do you mean I'm only getting a nickel? This game is popular.
Now, do you think if the testing does well in these stores, if they start, because we saw that earlier where they were bringing in a lot more PS2s, they were buying PS2s. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that's probably where it's going. So if they start buying like 64s again, are they going to have like hardware, like remanufacturing? Because you go into GameStop, you can buy old controllers from their old brand.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll start like rebranding like their own 64 controllers, Super Nintendo controllers?
Honestly, I'm really hoping they don't, because generally a lot of the times they go through Mad Cats, and I don't trust Mad Cats with anything.
But they're making their own video game. Ugh. I'm still wanting to hear about that.
Mad Cats and their Mad Cattery, and that was the ongoing joke this was a couple of years ago, but when I was working at Game Crazy, that, you bought a Mad Catz device and you're bitching it's not working? I hear they've gotten a little better since then, but, first impressions, still not interested.
I did stumble across a decent Mad Catz controller a long time ago. It was like an NES-shaped style for PS2, and it had LED lights in it. And it played well. It was more made for like retro kind of gaming, like a Mega Man collection or some shit like that. And it was decent. It actually still goes for a pretty buck nowadays. But
pretty buck, not them ugly ones.
Not those ugly ones. Definitely not those ugly ones.
No ugly money here.
No money. No. But no, that was probably one of the few products that I found. Their light guns, hit and miss to me.
Well, a light gun's a light gun, and there you go. Will they actually tell their customers that you can't play Duck Hunt on a flat screen?
Oh, Jesus, no. I think a lot of their employees probably don't even know that.
By the way, everybody out there, you can't use Nintendo light guns on a flat screen. You need a tube TV.
Yep, you need a tube TV because it's old tech works with old tech, not new. Sorry.
Fun. But it'll be interesting to see. First of all, I really hope it puts to bed all of those stupid things you see online, like, hey, how much is your old game system worth? $1 million. It's a collector's item.
God, I hated that. Like, you would post that to me like every goddamn week.
Because I would just be sitting there laughing at it. It'd be ridiculous.
Me and Sky, you have to understand that we've gotten to like really understand the pricing of video game because that's all we like eat, live, and breathe and shit.
I don't shit.
Shit, breathe gaming prices. And then when he sees like these articles like, oh, the Sega Genesis is worth $5,000.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you had the magic Sega Genesis made of gold that gave you BJs or something, because that's just not, no, I mean, you can buy a Sega Genesis if you're paying more than $30 for a Sega Genesis that you've A, made sure works perfectly, B, has all of the original components. You're paying way too much. Get a Genesis. $30 is max. $30 for Genesis, about 30 for Nintendo, maybe 50 max for Super Nintendo and 64.
I would actually go put up to $60 now. They've been actually going up in price.
I suppose only with the original components though. Has to
have. Oh, they have to be
all
original, completely original. Yeah.
But
I see some fuckers on eBay actually selling it for like $100, missing controller. I'm like, fuck you.
PlayStation 1 with original components.
$20.
$20. That's exactly what I'm saying.
$20.
$20 max. Do not pay more than $20 for a
fucking
PS1.
PS3, PS2. I'll play fucking PS1 games.
Get one of those instead.
That's a universal thing.
Oh, man, that's the thing with these retro consoles. There is so much. They take up so much space. If anybody out there that's a collector knows, retro systems take up space. They're big. They're bulky. The games are cartridges, so they're bigger than DVD cases. You have memory cards and wired controllers and AC adapters and the console themselves and then rumble packs. It just takes up so much room.
Obviously, like when they get stuff traded in, it goes to a distributing factory or plant or whatever, and they have to clean or repair or whatever they have.
Is what they claim.
And yeah, well, I've seen photos. It actually looks really cool. And I'm like, wow, I'd like to fucking check that shit out. But anyways.
The photo with like the big barrel of iCarly 2 for DS.
I remember seeing that too. But there was a guy, like, he was on a buffering station. He had like 20 of those awesome buffing machines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was just like swapping each one out. And I'm like thinking about it, like, wow, it's fucking maddening. But, you know, that's his job. But think about, like, if PS1 games came in. Imagine all the cases that they have to, like, are they going to go back to, like, those regular Jewel CDs or just go back to DVD cases? And
well,
you've seen, like, all
GameStop does the cheaper option, so I'm guessing they just go to those. And if anything, a lot of them would be hitting the discount bin.
Like all Sport Maddens and shit. What the store that I work at, we get a huge collection of, like, PS1 and PS2 sport titles, and we just throw them in a bargain bin. We don't even repair them.
That is true, yeah.
We don't give a fuck because we have so many of them.
Like I said, Madden 95, man.
Madden 95.
But I bought it. It was $60.
Yeah, we had a guy arguing about the price of Madden 95.
Well, we'll save that for our Adventures in Retail.
Adventures in Retail!
Coming soon. But back to this. I can see if they did, like, online. If they sold a lot of this stuff online, I can see them making a killing. Because if you have a physical location where you're taking in product for really cheap and then selling it online for your ideal price and making the customer pay for shipping, that's incredible. That's an incredible cash cow right there. So I can see them doing that instead of just simply doing an in-store thing.
Ironically enough, that I was actually brought up today, believe it or not, of like if they do an whole online store of that, and it does make sense just to do that. I mean, we were always talking about having the drive-through. The first game store that does a drive-through, just let me know. I'll come visit. It's an incredible idea. Hello, I'd like a Steam card, please. That'll be $20. Thank you. Would you like fries with that?
Do you have Battletoads?
Yes.
Oh.
Damn it!
Oh.
It's a sad driveway. Have that sound effect built into their microphone.
Yeah. Oh, what a strange day. It was just one of those things I never thought I'd see. Is GameStop's taking retro consoles again? They are.
Imagine all the people trying to, if that, again, becomes successful, all the people trying to trade in that stuff.
Oh my God, I can only imagine what it'll be like working there.
I mean, because you've encountered this, like those people come in and they go, I found this bucket of shit in my attic and I just want to give it to you. And it's like parts where we found insects, fecal matter, all the weird, disgusting things.
Ugh. Well, there's a question for you. I mean, I haven't traded with GameStop in quite a long time. Do they actually, like, refuse trades, or do they take everything?
From what I gather, they take majority of it, but they give you, like, less for stuff that they have overstock in.
Yeah.
Like, I also saw it on their website, it says, will accept without no case, so it could be...
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's another great thing they do, is they, let you look at what trade values are on their website.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I did that actually the other day because I had a game that I didn't really fucking want, and I was like, this kind of sucks. And I found out they had a Uber trade value, and I'm like, holy crap. And it's like, they're giving me like a couple extra more bucks than I thought. And I went there and I gave them the game and I bought something else. And I was quite happy with my, purchase.
I haven't traded in a long time. It's only because the store I used to trade at was where I worked. But
and now you buy PC games online.
Yeah, but it's just having that website updated with cartridge prices, with cartridge trade value prices. I'm actually excited to see what they'll post. I mean, can you imagine what it'll say for games like Earthbound, Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, Jesus, they would have to compete almost with price charting at that point.
Maybe they'll use price charting. Maybe they'll link to price charting. Maybe they'll buy price charting.
Oh, price charting is a very good website. I always find values on that, but...
You're working at a small mom and pop shop. Are you worried for the future?
Am I worried for the future?
I mean, okay. Are you worried for the store?
Am I worried for the store? For the store as a whole, I would say as an entity, a little, because, like, say if it fails, and this is on a larger scale, because they're doing this with multiple stores, it will actually prove to say that they tried out new and old games all in one fucking solid device, and if it fails, it kind of shows like that kind of store is...
It shows that the market's dead.
It's not really sought after anymore. You just might as well just, people are shopping online like you are. And if it is successfs it's really hard to fucking fight that.
Yeah, it'll be hard to compete with pretty much the master in the US.
Because since they are a bigger corporation, they can, what I always loved about GameStop is they can have numerous amount of product. It's like, well, I have too much in this store, and they'll ship it out to a different store, so everybody's like equally distributed with that, necessary game. Unfortunately, if you're a mom and pop shop, you can be sitting on 50,000 copies of Madden 05 and like, oh fuck, I'm fucked kind of thing.
I'm fucked. Fucking fuck, oh fuck.
And then you have nothing of the good stuff, so you can't swap out.
Explicit, by the way.
Yeah. So you can't swap out between the other stores of your inventory. So that you kind of suffer right there. And if they have, fucking online shit with that, yeah, that's you are fighting a huge monster at that point. You have no chance.
Now, we're not gonna lie. GameStop, I mean, most gamers look at GameStop with a little bit of an attitude. I think that's because they're pretty much the powerhouse they are. They have in gaming retail zero competition.
No, it's a monopoly they kind of have right there.
I mean, not exactly, because they still have department stores, Target, stuff to work with there that sell games, but nothing that specializes in only games like that.
Well, believe it or not, well, yeah, we've noticing a hit now with Walmart, Best Buy, Kmart, I think sometimes, are now selling previously used games.
Yeah, the pre-owned stuff, which is a little weird to me. I don't know why, I just have this... I feel like I don't want to get my used games from a department store.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because
I feel like they don't know what they're doing.
I was searching online for a cheap game, and I found out that Walmart had this cheap game for a really fucking awesome price. It was like $10. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's a really good price.
Fuck yeah!
And at the same moment, I'm like, I really don't want to buy a used game off of Walmart. I was very, very kind of skeptic.
They don't know what they're doing.
I don't know, it just kind of freaked me out. Like, I don't know, why do I trust GameStop more with the used games compared to Walmart?
And I mean, you always
that's fucking stupid in my own eyes. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
You have, and then you hear all the horror stories like, oh, they repackage. or they do this, they do that.
Oh, remember that one time they had that whole DLC thing? I forgot which game, but they ripped open all the games, took out the DLC codes, and then tried to sell them as new. And people were fucking outraged on that because they had, pre-orders, whatnot, brand new. It was like they were being gypped out.
Yeah.
And it was fucking crap. And of course, department stores like Walmart obviously don't do that. GameStop does weird fucking things.
And a lot of times, really, you get a great deal at Target. I'm always kind of surprised at the awesome. I mean, you're not getting the pre-order bonuses, but the in-store stuff like pre-order Grand Theft Auto 5 and get this $5 thing towards blah, and you're like. Wow, really? The pre-order that's taken off the price of the game later, and I'm still getting something else, and I never have to pick up that game. It's just,
Yeah, that's a pretty cool kind of sweet deal right there. Things that does piss me off is fucking DLC with GameStop.
Yeah.
Like, you can pre-order this game and get fucking DLC for shit that was supposed to be already in the goddamn game, but it was just taken out because they want your pre-order. I'm like, I understand that's supposed to boost on sales. I just still think that's fucking cheap because I want the whole fucking game, goddammit. With Mortal Kombat, they took out, there's Goro. You can play Goro, a fucking standard character in Mortal Kombat.
True.
If you pre-ordered it through GameStop. I'm like, really? Fucking really? Goddamn. I was also pissed off because I talked about this a little while ago, but with Sonic, what was it, Generations, the game that you were like, about.
Yeah.
But that DLC thing was, was fucking Knights with the pinball table and Sonic Pinball, actual pinball table level that you can play. That was fucking awesome. Again, exclusively only as a pre-order at GameStop. That's fucking crap. But also you can get it on Steam too. So
that's just kind of the reputation GameStop has. When you're the only player in the field, you're loved or hated.
I know, and I think that's where a lot of the whole butthurt comes from with the players out there. That because if you live in a small town. You don't have a lot of those mom and pop shops, and what are your options? You can go to Target or Walmart down the street, or you have GameStop, who might have, your Tomodachi.
What I'd love to see is all of the places that are trying to be GameStop's competition, like GameFly, pick up retro titles now too. Can you imagine seeing Mario 3 in a red box?
That would not come fucking back to the red box.
No, it wouldn't. It would be gone.
People would actually burn that. I think they would steal it. Yeah, that'd just be gone.
Man, what if this whole thing about time being cyclical is true, and we go back to Blockbuster renting out Nintendo 64s, and you put down $200 and you get the briefcase?
I love those days, actually.
Oh, me too. That was great.
That's how I got my Nintendo, because my parents say, our Nintendo kind of was flaking out, so we went to go see if we want to get a Sega Genesis or a Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not an easy choice.
No, it wasn't. At that time, they were both first coming out, and our family, for the weekend, we would rent a Sega Genesis and a couple games, and then the next week, we would rent Super Nintendo and a couple games. We chose on a Super Nintendo because it was more geared with Mario games, and we all enjoyed those more. So.
Yeah, Mario versus Alex Kidd.
What was it? We rented X-Men, which I didn't know how to play very well, and Thomas the Tank Engine for my little brother.
So you never gave it a chance.
But we got Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was pretty sweet. I enjoyed Sonic 2.
Ooh, Sonic 2. By the way, coming to the Nintendo 3DS eShop as a 3D classic this September.
I'm so fucking pumped for
Me
that.
too.
I'm going to grab the shit out of that.
Anyway.
The shit out of it.
You can just grab shit everywhere.
Back to GameStop thing. I'm not dissing GameStop. I think they're a business trying their best, even with a download market now. It's kind of fucking scaring them because now they take phones and tablets. They fucking take everything.
They
now.
are kind of a little scatterbrained too. Is this all just going to be another example of them kind of trying to get everything? Because you go in there and they've got all the handheld devices and the tablets, the iPhones and stuff like that, and it's just kind of. I guess we were all like, where are they going to have room for that? And it's kind of.
Yeah, it's made a little. Yeah,
they've got a little dent there for it. I mean, I guess really, how many iPads can you have in one store? But
I know. I mean, not a lot of people are going to grab them out, I guess, but. I mean, of course, they made room for the Amiibo toys, and then there's a lot of other NECA toys and that you can order off the website too.
I mean, we always had that. I mean, there's got to be a market for it because you always had those crazy customers coming in asking us if we sold cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, I still get them every once in a while. No, just a classic gaming store, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I understand." They let me on their way.
And then one person that goes, Are you sure?
That's for you.
More adventures in retail.
We'll share those later. But no, I think they're just freaking the fuck out right now, and they want to try to make sure they survive, and that's kind of a scary thing because
I guess, I mean, even Mr. Nintendo, have moved to my Wii U and my PC. My PS3 is at my sister's place, Fraggle. She's got the PS3 right now, and she's got my old Wii. So console gaming, if I'm playing PC, console gaming's not doing well.
well, yeah, you can go in their store. You can there's a huge section kind of based off PC download codes and shit. You can buy Steam cards there now. I mean,
that seems kind of counterproductive, buying a Steam card, because Steam's just an online retailer, but I guess you have to get your money somehow. Do they give,
I think it's kind of like
what?
A gift card idea, I guess, because, if I can go to fucking a grocery store and pick up a Red Lobster gift card.
But, I suppose, but it's more like going to, McDonald's getting a Burger King gift card. Almost.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's like sacrilegious, I guess.
Sacrilegious. It'll be interesting.
All right. I just thought, again, we talked about this earlier, but I am pointing this out to every GameStop employee. I'm sorry for you guys working for that company. I know, the bosses, the company as a whole is kind of beats down on you for sales and whatnot. It's cool.
Oh, man. Working corporate, my job was threatened weekly.
I know. We totally understand that,
for not making numbers. Yeah, there's one thing we don't do here. You don't rag on GameStop salesmen, GameStop employees. They're just doing their job.
They are there, man. Just give them a fucking break. I mean, I know they're trying to preach to you all their fucking buy this. They just kind of say smile and say no thank you, just buy your game. They try their best. They fucking hate doing it too. They really do.
And I mean I'm not sure if they work on commission. A lot of places don't work on commission anymore with the service contracts and stuff like that. If they do an in-store service contract, if it's a used system, it's a good buy,
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get pissy at a retail employee anywhere you go. That's just good common sense, because they're just doing their job. They hate it as much as you do.
I know they probably hate it a lot more because they have to fucking say it to every other person who's really going to hate them that day.
Yeah, and everybody's going to get pissy at them.
It's this person's coming up and he's really, really happy. Don't worry, I'm going to make him really unhappy by me pitching my old crap at him. And they know that. They hate it. They just fucking hate it.
Which is what you were saying before. You're feeling real bad for all the employees that are going to have to sift through the mountains of garbage.
Oh, that fucking crap that's going to come in for you guys.
There was our worst case scenario, which was the trade-in from hell, which actually happened one day. We'll get into that, but
Adventures of Retail.
It was old PC Windows 95 games mixed in with PS1 games, no cases, all scratched to hell.
Yeah,
no labels.
And some of the front labels were scratched, so you can't identify any product. So,
and then we would just keep adding on, and then there's PS2 games in there too, and Sega CD.
Oh, and then the Dreamcast demo discs that were mixed in with something else. Oh my god!
Well, there you go. How long? I mean, if this all takes off, how long until we start seeing expansions of this? How long until GameStop's saying, bring in your Dreamcast stuff, bring in your Atari stuff, bring in your Commodore 64 games?
Oh, the Commodore, I don't think they'll fucking
No.
because nobody even has those.
It was always a thing too, is working at a store that does classic games. There's always going to be people that are unhappy with the selection you have because it's not the systems they grew up with. How many people did we get asking about Intellivision, ColecoVision?
I still get them.
The Sega Game Gear. Who wants Game Gear? Game Gear was terrible.
I had a Game Gear.
I had a Game Gear. I wanted a Game Boy.
The games on a Game Boy are so much fucking better. I mean, playing Mario Land 2, fucking awesome. I love 6 golden coins.
I hated that game.
I fucking love that game.
Wario Land was great.
I'm not a fan of Wario Land, but Kirby's Dream Land. Kirby's Dream Land is
the second one.
I like the first one. I like the first one.
But the second one had his
giant
buddies.
hamster thing. Yeah,
yes.
I love the fucking music in the first one. Oh my god, I just
it's
so much nostalgia just coming out of my ass.
Maybe it's because I was playing real Kirby games like Kirby's Adventure on the NES, but Kirby didn't even use powers in the Kirby Dream Land.
Okay, do you think they're going to bring back handheld games like Game Boy?
That'd be neat. But
then Pokemon games.
They
fucking Pokemon
They kind
games.
of never stopped selling handheld games because I still see GameStop with Game Boy Advance games in there.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get rid of those right now. I mean, if you look at their DS section, they're clearancing the fuck out of them right now.
I would not mind if they completely got rid of Game Boy Advance and went to the older stuff. But then I have looked at vast collections of Game Boy games, and there's not one I want to purchase.
I have a few that I still have and I love. I mean, I got some in my bag right here. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Like, what do I
Put
got
that
here?
away, Jerry.
No,
No one wants to see
the
that.
fuck do I got here? I got Dr. Mario and fucking Wave Race, which is a pile of shit.
Okay, you're not selling me here. But
It's a good. I got my gold fucking Game Boy Pocket.
I had one like this growing up, just like this. It was the gold Game Boy Pocket with the black trim and black buttons. Anybody else had it? I was convinced it was made of real gold because I was a stupid little kid. But I got it. Wow, did they have the button insignia on there? I can remember having like A and B on the buttons. Did you finally just wear those down with your thumbs, or were they just non-existent?
So this is actually not my original Game Boy Pocket. I bought this as a spare to keep in my bag so I get bored and I play. But I found this as, of course, on a Mega Media.
Yeah.
I found it for a really good price. This was $10.
One of the competition in the area for GameStop is a local store chain called Mega Media Exchange. There's tons of different stores out there just like this one. They primarily deal in CDs and movies, but they do games as well.
Not a lot, but there's a good selection.
Half Price Books has been dabbling in a larger game selection, and we always go in and laugh because...
Oh my god, they just need somebody to fucking check their prices.
They do. They need somebody to go in there and organize everything and say, okay, Doom 4 is worth a little more than $2.99.
What is it? I sent you a picture of Duke Nukem Forever, and they were selling it for $35.
Yeah, it's just
used. This was just like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh my fuck.
And then you got that Ocarina of Time collection for GameCube for like $20.
Yeah, that was great. Like, you said, like, Jerry, if you don't fucking get this, I will punch you in the face.
I said, if you don't get this, I'm getting it.
So I picked it up. I was super happy. Come back recently, now they're selling it for $80 now.
Yeah, they seem to, I mean, it's just so sporadic.
Yeah, like it seems like you have one person that knows what they're doing one day, and they have another separate person that has no idea what the stuff is. So it's like a hit and miss entirely.
I think going back to what we were saying here, Game Boy handheld stuff at GameStop would be, it takes up less room, but there's so much more of it, you know?
You know what they actually might do with the PS2 and PS1 games? Like, I've been seeing, like, when I go to certain kind of GameStops.
Certain ones.
Certain GameStops in my local area, I find, like, just a box with just sleeves.
Yeah.
No cases. And it's just like, just fucking pick whatever you want. It's like $1 or $2, whatever. And, like, they might go that route. Like, cause, you know, there's a bargain bin for everything, so they're gonna get shovel fucking titles for the PS1 and PS2.
Oh, hell yeah. And then people are gonna still bitch. What do you mean? I bought this game at $30
like
20 years ago.
Last time I went, they had Guitar Hero, like that 50-pound box, whatever. All of them was just fucking Guitar Hero 1. Because nobody fucking wants it.
There's another thing that's coming back is Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero is coming back.
What the hell is going on? Have we just given up on new ideas and now we're just scrambling for the oldest ones?
Let's look at... Well, kind of everybody does that.
Yeah, I suppose. Look at the movie remakes every 10 years, but...
I mean, Mario games have been around fucking forever. I mean, people like what they like for a reason, I guess, and there's a market for it. You know, it's money.
Here we go. Okay. Hypothetical time. The market becomes huge with these retro things.
Okay.
Do you think original publishers are going to start remaking physical copies of these things?
I actually would fucking love that. I am not even kidding. I would go out and buy it.
The NES remakes, like the Messiah and the Retron and stuff. Nintendo just saying, fuck it, here!
Yeah, I would love that. Would you love an official Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo or NES controller back again?
Could you believe having like Nintendo making a 3-for-1 system?
I would.
The NES, Super Nintendo 64, you know?
So many boners everywhere. I would totally do that.
But the thing is, I think they're getting more money by just doing the
download service.
So I don't think I'll ever see that, but...
No, the download service is pretty legit, but, you know, I would like to see even like... Because I know UK got it and Japan got it for Club Nintendo, which is the Super Nintendo add-on that goes onto your Wiimote.
Oh.
You try to give me one, because I would fucking classic games all the time.
TTX, which it didn't work right.
I had to take it apart that first day you gave it to me. Like, oh, look what I got. I was super pumped about it. Like, yeah, it doesn't really work.
It really was a shame.
And I tried to make it work for it. I took it apart, put cardboard in it so the buttons would actually fucking contact each other.
Yeah, TTX, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you and Mad Cats.
But, yeah, if we would see more of that back again, I would love to see more original controllers back from the original manufacturer.
That would be interesting and a possibility. I can see that
I would like
but a lot of times, like you have with these things, is that the companies just sold out the controllers, the plastic molds and stuff like that to these third-party companies, and the only thing about them that isn't Nintendo is the insides of it.
Yeah. I mean, what I would really like is probably like another, because we see like those Nintendo 64 controllers that get remanufactured with third parties, and they don't feel as right. They're kind of wonky and like they feel cheap.
And then you got the joysticks that are always kind of loose.
Like I like the 64 controller. It's just the joystick kind of wears down over time. But there's these Japanese controllers that were like kind of like this style, the 360 style, where you kind of put two hands on it. There's no fucking dildo in the middle. So, and the joystick was placed up kind of like this too, like a nice little analog. And I think there was a Hori controller. Don't quote me, but they fucking sell for like $80 a pop used.
Hori works
eBay.
with Nintendo a lot too. I mean, they're just a distributor, but they still.
I would like another version of that for the US. That would be so fucking great. I mean, if 64 gaming came back, fucking please make that again. I would love like another redesign with the 64 controller.
So, I mean, looking at everything, are you more excited about this news, or are you more worried about the competition, about the small businesses that are going to end up ultimately getting
like rammed in the butt?
Well, they're gonna definitely feel a hit from this one if it takes off.
Yeah, they will feel a hit when it takes off, but I guess it would, because like the smaller but the smaller mom and pop shops, they do take in more consideration of like product comes in, because like I know the one that I work at, we do deep cleans. We try not to put stickers on fucking the labels on top of the labels.
Fuck the labels.
I can't speak. Yeah. Which I know GameStop employees listening to this right now, please don't put stickers on top of the labels. Please, for the love of God.
They gotta just kind of put them wherever they're told.
That's true too. I'm very sorry. Just try your best. I know it sucks, and I know other collectors out there too, which is kind of like, please don't do that.
Just slap your manager.
Slap him in the face.
There's a couple managers I wouldn't mind to slap. Awesome. Adventures in Retail.
Coming soon, don't worry.
Anyways, I mean, I guess I'm excited because it means that hopefully that it's not just going to be people, like we've talked about it before, about these kids just collecting stuff. I really want these games and
to be played again.
What they represent being brought back. I mean, you have things like that movie coming out, the new Sandler movie showing Pac-Man and stuff like that. And it's just like, I'd very much like this not to be just like a meme, but an actual
thing.
Like a new golden age in gaming, you know? That's what we need is a new...
You know how easy it is to watch like older movies nowadays? Like you got kids like, oh, like fucking Ghostbusters. Like a kid can watch Ghostbusters. Like, yeah, it's still pretty interesting, but it's not the same thing with video games because it's a lot harder to track down, like unless you want to do like ROMs and stuff. But...
Don't do ROMs, kids.
But, where was I fucking going with this?
I don't know. It's just basically what you're trying to say is that it's not as easy to recapture the past in gaming as we would like, and I'm hoping that this is a step towards that.
I don't know, like, I would really like to have kids, like, come up and go, like, I legitimately want to play fucking Bionic Commando on NES. You know, like, not all the games get licensed on the eShop or download service. So
Very true. Very true.
They don't. And like, there are like a huge bunch of games like there's that you just can't find them.
A huge bunch.
A huge fucking bunch.
But here's something too, is hopefully this shows Nintendo and Sega and everybody that, the market for this stuff is growing. Some more download games are very welcome. Mm-hmm. And at least the companies then are getting some of this money. GameStop as a retailer, if they're getting the trades that they're expecting on this, they're just going to be making more money than they ever were before, and they have to give none of that back.
No, they don't. They don't have to serve anybody with Sega or Nintendo.
So I think I'd rather, given the two options, I'd rather have Nintendo push out more downloads than I would GameStop start selling the retro stuff.
Like that's another thing with, like, say, Capcom. Like, people have been begging for Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 or Tron Bond, which go for astronomically crazy prices online. Because Tron Bond, I think, like, last time I checked, was like $300. And Mega Man Legends 2 goes for about $200 or $300. I don't remember, but it's insane. And they have it on the PlayStation Network store for Mega Man Legends 2, hard copy only, or disc only. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, why is it even on the fucking store? Fucking, if you're not going to fucking release it. And then I heard like, well, it's just about, their digital management with the copyright issues. I'm like, well, fucking just take it down then. If I can't get it, fucking don't tease me the shit about this. But I mean, if GameStop can deliver hard copies of this to the public again, I mean, I'm totally fucking for that. But of course, they're probably going to charge an arm and a leg, which that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Metroid Trilogy, remember that fucking pricing? Like $100.
Yeah,
that was just crazy.
It'll.
But then Nintendo met the demand, and they put it on the download eShop for $10 that first week.
Yeah, and I mean, Nintendo has ever since. Oh, what do you think the first system was that had Super Mario Brothers playable again? Was it the Game Boy Advance where they had those little classic cartridges?
Oh, the classic cartridges, and they had
They've been riding the retro train for quite a while now.
No, they have. Yeah, they have.
So, can you see them having like a problem with GameStop doing this?
I think they might look at GameStop and they'll go, okay, what's selling really big for them? And they'll go, okay, that's cool. Then we'll re-release it on the eShop and try to find the rights for it and then try to make money off it digitally, cheaper. And, because if it is cheaper, people will go for the cheaper route.
That's true.
I mean, if there's like a game...
There are collectors, though. So.
They are collectors, which, I'm one myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry! No way!
I mean, there are certain things I do like a hard copy of, and there's a lot of things I like...
You like hard copies, all right.
I'm not going to fucking buy the $100 and some of Earthbound. I just don't give a fuck that much. I'm sorry.
You're not going to pay me... Cause
I don't fucking want it. I'm sorry.
I still have Earthbound if anyone's interested.
I would rather spend the $10 on the eShop. Thank you for finally fucking bringing that Nintendo.
I got mine free, actually. I did the during the Wii U, get money back for all the games you buy program.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was cool, but they took that away, too.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad about that.
What the hell, Nintendo? Well, I guess that's good for tonight. Any last thoughts about this? Any questions, concerns?
Just concerns about the stickers. I hope it actually does well.
I'm really worried about those fucking stickers.
I hate fucking stickers, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I know they'll try their best, but fucking goddamn it. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to see where this goes, and I'm also looking forward to seeing some of the blasts from the past come back.
Blaster Master?
Yeah. Blaster is a sweet game. And maybe this will uprise some remakes, maybe. Like, people become interested in other games, and then remakes will be possibly, ensued by, HD classics or some shit.
HD class. I want more games doing HD classics like Halo Anniversary did.
Halo Anniversary was a pretty fucking sweet deal there.
Where it's like, hit this button and see what it used to look like. And you start Halo Anniversary, you're like, well, it looks pretty much how I remember it. And then you hit the button, you're like, oh. No, it doesn't.
And that was cool. I'm like, yeah, if more games did that, I would be like, if Metal Gear came out of the collection like that with Twin Snakes and the original one, I swap back and forth, that'd be fucking cool.
Did you see?
Or Resident Evil. Resident Evil would be really cool too.
Did you get a chance to try that fan-made Mario 64 on the Unity engine?
I actually was able to download before they took it down.
I disliked it immensely.
Did you?
I did.
Why?
It wasn't done poorly. The guy did a really great job.
I thought the models looked great.
I've mentioned that in the blog, but I disliked that, honestly, the shading took all the colors out, all the bright colors, because it looks more realistic, and it takes out all of the cartoony charm of Mario 64. And it really, really hurt my soul. Because I've been, you know me, I've been hoping for a Mario 64 remake for the longest time.
When we were, you were just...
And that gave it to me, and I was like, oh my god, it's the monkey's paw! Be careful what you wish for!
But Nintendo took that down immediately, so...
They did, so I don't have to worry about it. It's gone out of my sight.
I would still like maybe a successor to Mario 64.
Well, yeah,
I know
a successor would be great, but don't hurt my baby.
I know there was Mario Sunshine, which was okay.
Yeah, shut up. Don't lie to people.
It was fine. So yeah, whatever, fuck it. But no, I look forward to seeing what GameStop can probably offer the classic realm, because classic gaming is pretty important to me. And if I can have another person, a company go push it out the door faster and to a lot of bigger market, I mean, that sounds like a pretty hopeful thing.
I'm optimistic. I feel for the mom and pop shops, but I also feel that those places, they're banking on their image and their charm and the fact that they're not GameStop for a lot of their money. I mean, you have people that are shopping there for current releases.
Yeah.
Because nobody is coming to a mom and pop shop just for their classic games.
Mm-hmm. I noticed like with the mom and pop shop, they go there because it's not GameStop. Because, you know,
yeah.
But
I still believe they're going to be feeling a hit. Any mom and pop shop out there that's doing well won't be doing as well, but they'll still be okay. And anyone that's in trouble is probably circling the drain. So
yeah. Well, hopefully the mom and pop shops will stick along longer, and maybe they can find a way to.
Because that's really where gaming is. Gaming's not. I mean, that you have the better, more entertaining time when you can go someplace. You can have fun buying the game. You can talk to people and not worry about oversales and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing about, you know, going games. Like we said earlier, I don't like checking out because it's like the worst thing ever because they have to go through their pitch and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you just got to say no.
And I know it's not their fault and I just say thank you, but no thanks. And, you know, just being polite as I can. It's their job.
I mean, you're going to run into dicks everywhere. I mean, if you run into one dick employee, I mean, that's because that one guy's a dick. Sometimes I was the dick at our store.
You were the dick at our store, yeah. I guess I'm also kind of, I hope it turns out well and I hope, you know, the mom and pop shops don't suffer either too, but I can't have my cake and eat it too, so.
So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah. I mean, I just have hopes, I guess.
Well, that'll do it for tonight's episode. If you like what we're doing here at NullSpace, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at NullSpace Gaming, and also our blog at nullspace.gaming.com. And be sure to show your support by making donations via the PayPal buttons. Every donation is appreciated. We're about to record part 2, which will be popping up on YouTube pretty soon. I'll have the link for that up later. Should be entertaining. We're going to be telling our stories. Adventures in Retail.
Retail.
While playing through a couple of classic titles. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for listening. Jerry?
Happy gaming, everyone.